We're talking skincare today, and joining me this morning from Living Well Aesthetics, we have Dr. Chapman. Good morning. Great to see you.
Good morning, Susan. Great to see you.
Yeah, you know, we've previously talked about cheek filler. Today we're talking about chin filler. Talk about what this is and why do people want it?
So, when we talk to patients, as we mentioned the last time, mid-face volume replacement, we've got to get that right before we move to any other area of the face. And then the second most sought after area that people want to have treated besides this nasolabial area is the lips. And they come in a lot of times wanting their lips done, but in actuality, we need to balance the chin. Because as we age, the chin regresses, we lose volume in this area, we lose bone mass in this area, and so the chin begins to drift down, it loses its projection. And then if you fill the lip without keeping the chin balanced, then you get a disproportionate view of the lower face, and it starts to look artificial. And we see that out there today. We see a lot of lips walking around that really have no grounding on the lower face. And so I use the expression Mrs. Potato Head. You've got a lip stuck on with no chin. And that's so, my friend Deb Sherman, who is a oculoplastics in Nashville, she always says it's a sin not to treat the chin. And so, when you're doing facial balancing, you really want to look at all the features and keep all those features connected and flowing. I always talk, my nurse practitioner that's training with me right now, we always talk about transitions in the face and how that they need to be smooth. They can't be harsh, because when they become harsh, they become abnormal and they look artificial. So when you're moving from the upper face to the lower face, you want the chin actually to retain its shape. You want to retain the symmetry and the proportions that it should hold with the lip. And so I always say, before doing a lip, let's look at the chin and let's make sure we're keeping it balanced. When we replace mid-face volume, we also want to make sure we're keeping the lower face in balance with that, or again, we start to look alien-like and we look disconnected. So that's why I always say address the chin. For years, this area was overlooked, and that's why we had this very artificial-looking lower face on most patients. But now we've learned better, so we do better. And absolutely treating the chin is of utmost importance. Same product, it's Juvederm Voluma XC that we use in the lower face, in the chin area. We also could use Volux in the very lower part of the chin, which is another product by Juvederm. But this allows for projection and for elongation of this area. So we can keep this area in balance. What we used to have to do with a chin implant, we now can do with a hyaluronic acid gel. Lasting Voluma, lasting in this area up to a year, Volux the same. So you get about a year's worth of longevity out of this product in this area. It's administered simply with needle or with a device called a cannula, and so it just goes mainly underneath the skin, right onto the bone, projects this tissue. Stings a little, but we use some numbing cream to help offset that. Pain scale maybe a 2 to 3 out of 10. Downtime minimal, some swelling maybe in the area, maybe a little bit of bruising. Anytime you put a needle into the skin, you can get bruising. I will say the chin probably stays maybe sore or bruised-like feeling a little longer than the cheeks, but overall, very minimal downtime with it. Patients do well with it. It really keeps the face nice and balanced. I actually had mine done a couple of weeks ago, and I love it. So, you don't have to look done when you get aesthetic treatments. You should look natural, and you should try to, the goal is to always make you the best version of you where you are in your aging process. So free consultation, they can come in and see us. The numbers, I usually put them up on the screen, 204-205-4051, 4041, or 989-2065. Both of those can be called. The bottom one can be texted. And then livingwellaesthetics.com, great way to just go in, fill out an inquiry. We call you right back, get you right in for a free consultation.
I like that. Free consultation, and talking about making sure that people don't look like Mrs. Potato Head. I love that analogy. Great talking with you today.
Great talking to you, Susan.